Hi, everybody. Welcome to S1E1 Canine. Let's Talk Dog starts now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to S1E1 Canine and Let's Talk Dog. Today, we're going to talk to Gina and Dimitri. We'll bring Dimitri back in just a little bit to see where he is at this point. Gina, welcome. Thank you for coming to Let's Talk Dog.
Yeah, of course.
So, Gina, tell the viewers a little bit about your living situation before we get into Dimitri's behavior. Who lives in the home? Is he your dog? What's the situation?
He is my dog. I currently live with my parents and my younger brother, so he's around everybody there. We have my sister and her fiance that come over a lot. A wife. Wow. Her wife. She's married.
And is Dimitri, would you say, the family's dog? Did you get him for your dog, or what did that look like?
No, he's definitely mine.
Definitely yours.
Definitely mine. I pay for him. I train him. He's mine.
Okay. And before we bring out the celebrity Dimitri, before you called S1E1 Canine, had you talked to any other trainers? Did you recognize there was an issue that you needed help with training him?
Yes. From about the time that he was a year and a half, we noticed the aggression towards people. So I had reached out to about probably 20 trainers around me, and I couldn't get any to take him because he'd already bitten my mother and me.
Okay, so then the trainers that wouldn't take him, you found S1E1 Canine. What did that first interaction with Robert from S1E1 Canine look like?
We had him come in. Dimitri was scared, kind of freaking out a little bit. After about maybe 15 minutes, he calmed down and he started relaxing, and we were able to get some of the training done. I definitely noticed a huge improvement after the first session. It was like a click that he just started listening.
Okay, and then would you say fast forward now, is Dimitri more tolerable in the home to family members and strangers?
Yeah.
More tolerable?
It's like a night and day difference.
And Gunny, what would you say from the first interaction to we're about to bring Dimitri in? What is that like for you?
Well, the first time on meeting Dimitri, it was like the dog's going to eat me. But that's why we have behavior modification. Like I've told everybody, there's not a bad dog. Every dog just needs a little guidance, as usual. Just like we do. We have to be guided to do things as we're growing up, right? So from this point now, it's night and day. I mean, it's a totally different dog. You want to bring Dimitri in?
We can bring him in.
All right, let's bring in Dimitri.
Mink. Here. You gotta say hi. Come here. Come here. Come here.
So tell everybody what breed of dog Dimitri is and how you come about getting Dimitri.
Dimitri is a Beagle/Australian cattle dog. He's about 50% of each. He's got a little bit of German Shepherd in him. And I found him from an ad online. And I drove all the way to Ohio to get him.
Wow. All the way to Ohio to get Dimitri, a dog that wanted to eat me when I first met him.
I know, the best decision of my life.
No, that's good. That's good. Like I always say, there's not a bad dog. We just need behavior modification. I met Gina and Dimitri, her mom. And a consultation is how it all starts out. And just trying to see where the dog's at. I'm not going to say I wasn't nervous. I wasn't scared. You always are. You never know what you're walking into. But at this point now, this is night and day right here. This would have never happened on day one.
And so what's the benefit of a consultation in their environment versus somewhere here? Because obviously now you're doing some of the training here at S1E1 instead of in his environment. So what's the...
Right. If I do it here, he's not going to be his natural self. He's going to be aware of his surroundings. Sorry. I don't know what end that came out of, but it did come out. So anyway, in our surrounding here at a facility, he's not going to be himself. Okay, he's going to be super aware of everything that's around him. He's going to want to smell everything, see everybody, kind of touch everything that he possibly can. To whereas his environment, he's comfortable there. He knows where everything's at. He doesn't have to worry about it. So we like to do it in the home with everybody present, basically that lives there. just to see how he interacts with everyone and in someone new coming into his environment. It's his world, not mine.
And Gina, what does that look like? So after the first session with Scentwise, obviously there was some work that you guys had to do before the next session, right? So what did that look like? What was your homework from Scentwise, or what did you do to get Dimitri ready for the next session?
The biggest thing I had to work on was finding my voice with him and taking more control and not giving off the anxiety that I was feeling. So I started taking him out on walks, and we started doing like 15 minutes in the house, working on his commands. Got him on medication as well. That helped him a lot.
Okay, and he's laying down during this interview. Is this typical Dimitri, or would this have happened before you started training with Scentwise K9, or would he still be kind of crazy right now?
If we had never gone with Scentwise K9, he would never have done this. This is the product of his training.
He's super comfortable, weirdly, right? He's just hanging out with mom. And so what is the future gonna look like for Dimitri? What are you guys working on? I know today looked like some play stuff maybe, or
we'll show some clips, throughout this. We'll break it up and show some clips of what we were doing before we started doing this video shoot. Going forward, it's more like socialization. We're gonna meet places, take him out, and see how he is around other people. He didn't come from a good background. So the people that had him previously just didn't treat him the way you should treat your animal, an animal's family. I mean, if nobody believes that, you're full of crap, because they're family. So we're gonna take him out, to different places like that, around other people, just let him see there's a real world out there. You can be a part of that world, but you have to act a certain way to do that.
And then what would you say, so this has obviously been behavior modification, right?
Right.
What are some tactics that you were using? Is that like a clicker? Was that a specific collar? Just so the viewers kind of understand what Scentwise process would be for this behavior modification.
Well, we've done some stuff with the clicker training, to let him know, hey, what you're doing is right. We'll click and reward, and now he does have a prong collar, and some people are against prong collars. We are not. Okay, if people use the choke collars, which is just a chain that folds within itself in a loop that puts pressure just right on the trachea of a dog. We do not want to do that. With a prong collar, it puts pressure all the way around evenly, so it doesn't do damage to a dog. And no, prong collars are not sharp. They have dull ends. Okay, they're dull. You can take them and rub them around your neck, whatever you want to do. It's not going to cut you. It's not going to harm you in any way. Prong collars are a good thing. So moving forward, we're going to keep him on the prong collar. We're going to move away from the clicker. He is reward based, with a treat. We're not going to give him a lot of treats because we're going to watch the weight, just like us. If we sit back in New York and eat a lot of ice cream, we gain weight. Everybody's trying to keep their summer figures because summer's coming. We're just going to move forward with more socialization and get him more comfortable in the real world. So Gina can take him wherever she wants to take him.
And Gina, what's your goal for Dimitri? This probably won't be the last time we see you and Dimitri, but what's your goal for Dimitri's future as his mom? What do you want to do with him?
I would like him to be okay with other people. I'd like other people to be able to come into the house, cable people, electrical people, whoever, to come into the house and he's fine. And I don't have to lock myself in my room or do a whole lot of stuff with him.
Okay. And do you feel like you're on track to that goal, or you think that's a long way away?
I think we're on track.
On track. Cool. So I'm sure we'll see Dimitri doing some place work.
Yeah. We'll throw those clips in, throughout the video, and show him do some place work, and we're teaching him down. So now he's actually got it. He learns real quick, and he's happy to do it. But believe me, when we say it's her dog, it's her dog. Period. That's all there is to that.
So I noticed, Gina, you were calling him something other than Dimitri. I feel like it's this third separation, right? Like Nix, we have a dog named Nix, and then somehow, some way, she became Trixie Girl. You always have these nicknames, right? So what do we call at home? What do we call Dimitri? Tell me all the things we call him.
Everybody calls him something different.
Okay.
So I typically call him Mink. My mother calls him Michi. or Mr. Mayhem. He gets Dimitri Oliver a lot. He gets Otis. I've called him Bob. He has just about every name.
That happens.
Bobo is my favorite for him.
And does he respond to, it's probably, and Gunny will probably talk later on, it's voice inflection, right? Like he knows you're talking to him based on what you're saying, but does he respond to all of those things?
Yes, he does.
He does.
He does.
He knows.
Yeah,
From the day we
what's
brought
odd
him
about
home.
it? What's odd about it is that no matter what name you call him, it's your voice. You're using the same tone as you call him by his given name.
Yeah.
It's the same. You're using the same voice. So he knows each individual person, just your tone of voice, even though you may say Dimitri or Michi or Mr. Mayhem or whatever, you're using that same tone. He knows who you're talking to.
So let's be transparent with the viewers, because he's taking a nap. He's just chilling and hanging out. What did it look like before you guys sat down today? Were we training, or what was today's lesson before we?
Well, today's lesson is just one, I want to tire him out a little bit. Okay, you can't take a fully aware dog that's wanting to run everywhere and do everything and train them. So we like to tire him out just a little bit. So he was outside just for a minute, and it's cold outside, believe me or not, it's cold. Don't let this fool you because it's cold. Just let him run, let him, if he has to relieve himself, do whatever he has to do, and then bring him inside. Because now, like it is, when you're cold, you get inside, you get warm, you start kind of mellowing down a little bit. And he did. So we just bring him in, and just automatically we'll start with what we have to do. Jumping up, on a table that we have here. Coming off of it, just up and down. It's exercise for him. And then we just started working on other stuff as and down. And he got it done pretty quick. I mean, really quick. So yeah, I'm really proud of Dimitri. I'm especially proud of Gina because it's all about consistency. And she has been so consistent from day one. She was nervous about to come out of her skin,
Yeah.
but now she's really relaxed. She knows what she's doing, and she's staying there. And I just can't say how proud I am of you and Dimitri both.
And Gina said before this clip, right? She was very transparent in saying, I don't care if he bit people, we'd lock him in my room. I wasn't going to get rid of him, right? Like, this is my soul dog. I went through heck to get him, and I'm keeping him forever and ever. But Gina, would you say now is maybe we don't have that same mindset, but he's a little more tolerable, and you don't love him any less, right? But you recognize that he did need some behavior modification.
He definitely needed his behavior to change, but when it came down to it, and I was calling those places that wouldn't take him, I was like, you know what? If this is life, this is life. Like, I will deal.
Sure. And that's not always the case, Gunny, right? Like, personally, some people say, oh, it's a lost cause. We might have to do behavior euthanization, but that wasn't ever on Gina's bingo card, right? She was like, hey, this is my dog and I'm going to keep him. But sometimes you hear of people that are not that way, right?
Right. Some people just say it's a lost cause. Guys, it's not. I mean, there's some cases, yes, that it has to be done because there's nothing that can be done. But in this case, Gina didn't give up. She wasn't going to give up, and now, look, it's a dog that's joined society, and decided, hey, I know I need to be a certain way, so let's just do that. So just never give up. Never give up. Try everything to the bitter end that you have to do to save your dog. Don't just give up and send them to a shelter. Don't just give up and say, hey, you know what? I need to do the E word, and I hate euthanization. I hate it. But don't ever give up. Always give them a chance. If it's just like a child. Some kids just say, you know what? You're a bad kid. I'm sending you off to a boarding school. I'm sending you off to a foster home or whatever. Your parents kept you, so that's good. It's just like Dimitri. She didn't give up. And that just, I'm gonna be sentimental here for a minute. Okay, that just warms my heart that you never gave up on Dimitri.
That's her baby.
That's a big thing. It's her baby.
And she's doing the work, right? Gina's putting in the work, clearly,
right.
Because you have clients that come and you can clearly tell they're not doing the homework, right?
Oh yeah. People will tell you all the time, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, but when they come back for another session, you can tell they haven't done anything. But with Dimitri, no. She puts in the work. Dimitri knows it. He knows what he has to do, and I'm just proud of him.
Awesome. And maybe in the future we'll see Dimitri and Gina again, but thanks guys for coming and hanging out. We're going to do a little demonstration with Dimitri, right?
Yeah, we'll do a little something.
Do a little something, see what he was learning today, and see that how he's paying attention to Gina. But if you have behavior issues and you need some sort of modification or consultation, give us a shout, right?
That's
and
right.
What are we saying? Let's talk dog, right?
Yeah, let's talk dog. All right, thanks Gina for being here. I appreciate it.
Of course.
And Dimitri, well, you're gonna wake up now. Thank you. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good one. S1E1 Canine. Let's talk dog. We'll see you again.